Howdy guys, Mac Double Tap. I'm going to go on to the next video in the long range shooting series I'm doing. I had a hard time deciding where I was going to go next, and I kind of went over everything 2 or 3 times in my mind, and I think the next thing we need to discuss is finding muzzle velocity, because muzzle velocity is huge in calculating how your bullet's going to react at different distances. In the previous video, which I'm actually going to change the way it's named, but it's right now, this moment, it's named something along the lines of what is it named? MOA, Minute of Angle Made Easier Series Part 1, but I'm going to change that to something along the lines of Long Range Shooting Series. There's a couple different ways we can go about finding muzzle velocity. The easiest way, or the best way, or the most accurate way, I guess is the best way to put it, would be with a chronograph. You can put a chronograph up, run your bullets through it, get a consistent average of the speed of the particular bullet you were shooting through that specific gun, because every gun's going to shoot a little bit different, or barrel lengths, barrel densities. I mean, there's so many factors on what speed your bullet's actually leaving the barrel. It's pretty hard to go by. So obviously, if you can run it through a chronograph, that's how you're going to get your best load data. The next way that you can go about getting your load data would be to refer to, and this is if you're loading your own bullets, you can refer to the load data in like a Hornady load manual, where it says, whatever grain of powder you're using with that specific size bullet, this should be your velocities. But again, that is based on whatever gun that they tested on, the specific length of that barrel. Is it an okay way? Is it an okay guess? Yeah, it's not bad. Doesn't beat a chronograph by any standards. The next way, if you're buying bullets, and you can buy some very, very custom ammo, like stuff from Hornady, you can buy ammo that's pretty consistent. Which if you see here on this box of this Hornady match ammo, the muzzle velocity is 2,710 feet per second. I have a 24-inch barrel gun, so that's an okay place to start. But if you don't have access to a chronograph, and chronographs, they can cost a couple $100 for a good one, and I get that. We'll sit down and I have made a tool to help us, and it's available on my website. You can go to the Double Tap Carry Systems and go to the free stuff link. In here you'll find printable targets. The top target you're going to find is Double Tap's Custom Muzzle Velocity Calculation Target. Really long name. I just put it up there, but it's going to come up at a PDF. It's printable. You can take this out, take it out to the range, and this is how it works. This is a very cheap, reasonably accurate way to do this. First step is you're going to zero your rifle at exactly 25 yards. It needs to be as close to 25 yards as you can make it. Measure it off from the end of your barrel, not where your bench sets, the end of the barrel to the target face. So our first step is going to be zero rifle to hit the first set of crosshairs as best you can, perfectly dead center with a triangulated 3-shot group. Let me pull this up in paint. If you're looking at this set of the target, we are trying to get our bullets to land right there. You want it as nuts on perfect to the up and down, left and right crosshairs as you can get. Now, like I said, we need to see a 3-shot group. So, you know, at 25 yards, if you are shooting, you know, this works best off some kind of rest, like a lead sled, great, you know, some other kind of rest. That way, the stability of the shooter is not really as much of a factor as what the gun's capable of doing. At 25 yards, any rifle you're intending on shooting 500, 600, 700, 1,000 yards with the optics that you have, should be perfectly capable of cutting one hole with 3 shots. So you ought to be able to do something like this. If you're planning on shooting that gun, maybe we should make that red. If you're planning on shooting that gun, you should be able to put 3 shots right there. Pretty easy. If you're planning on shooting that gun at long ranges, if that gun's not capable of anything short of one here, one here, one here at 25 yards, the gun or the scope's not capable of that, that's probably not a gun you want to even be considering shooting at 5, 6, 7, 800 yards. But how this target works is after you zero your rifle to where you can guarantee you're going to hit right there, then we're going to take and you're going to move that target out 50 yards. Again, accurately as you can. The next thing we're going to do is go to the bottom of the target. So what the bottom of the target looks like. Next thing you're going to do is fire that same 3-shot group into the crosshair. Again, we are looking for aiming point of right there. That's your aiming point. That's where the crosshair should be set up. But your bullet impact is actually going to go up here somewhere. So we're going to say, for instance, that your bullet impact is right there. And preferably a 3-shot group. We'll do that. So there's your 3-shot group. Well, the average of that is going to be on this line. So we're going to follow this line to one side or the other. We're going to follow it out to the right. And that's got you at 1,742 feet per second. If your 3-shot group lands here, again, triangulate it. There's the middle. Going to follow that to the one that the speed that's on that line, and we find out 1,866 feet per second. I can tell you, this was calculated from about 4 different ballistics calculators is where I got these numbers from for the rise. And you'll find when you print these out that each one of these lines from here to here is 1/10 of an inch. So this is only 1.3 inches tall in reality on the target. Now it's zoomed in really big right here, but from this point to this point, when you actually get the target printed, and it's saved and printed to scale, and I've printed it off on just a standard laser printer off the PDF, and it's perfect. That's what took the most time, getting it all to land right. But that's 1.3 inches. Now I am working on another one. I'm trying to get it to lay out right, which will be for 50 and 100 yards. You get a little bit, there's more room for error, but it's a little bit more accurate depiction of what your true muzzle velocities are. There's pretty big not huge leaps, but you know, from one line to another, it's pretty close to 100 feet per second difference, which when you're shooting 5, 6, 7, 800 yards, maybe 1,000 yards, 100 feet per second, not knowing, you know, guess is pretty big guess, and I'm not arguing that. But this, I find, with a little bit of testing we've done on it, and we have not done a huge amount of testing. I've only run about 6 different guns with known muzzle velocities through it. And so far, with the 6 different guns, different calibers, that I can run them right through, I'm running them through a chronograph and into this target, off of a lead sled with the gun strapped down. So I know my crosshairs are perfect, I know everything's perfect, and I gotta tell you, it seems to be within 25-30 feet per second all the time. Not pretty much all the time, all the time. You know, I've had some impacts here where I took this speed of 1866 and this speed of 1742, and I'm just using these for instance. I don't know what the actual true math on that is, but and I think the hit we had was between 25-24 and 22-31, and when we did the math on it, we're going to do the one I've got here, 1866 plus 1742, 3608, divide that by 2, come up to 1804. That was right on the money, and that's how you find the average. And I'll do that again so you can see that. But if you have a bullet impact that is just right, I mean, your group is right in the middle of these 2 lines. Take the high line, which in that case was 1474. Take the low line, which in this case is going to be 1407. Add those 2 numbers together, because we want to find the average of those 2. So we're going to take 1474 plus 1407, divide that by 2. Your speed's pretty much 1440.5 feet per second if you're getting that, if you are truly getting a center strike on, you know, on these 1/10 of an inch lines. You know, if you're running a bullet, and that'll be the other factor, is, you know, if you've got a circle, I really can't create a perfect circle here, but if your bullet hole is this big, you know, you need a cross section of that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the middle of it, where the tip of that bullet would actually hit the target. That's what I would count as what I want to you know, say, yeah, that's my bullet impact point. Because if you're shooting a 308 and you're cutting 2 of these lines, or maybe even more, that is your speed right there, which in this case is going to run over here and be 2027 feet per second. No making fun of my mad paint skills. Said that in my other videos. But, you know, like I said, if you're shooting 50 caliber and you're throwing a 1/2 inch bullet, you're literally going to, if you just happen to run a 50 cal on this, knowing this is 1.3 inches, you're really going to put a hole in a target that big. So if that was the case, 1742 feet per second. Now, this is graduated out to 3,781 feet per second. You can do the math if you really need to, based on more 1/10 of an inch and the relative formula that runs this, which I'm going to install in the bottom of the video. I'm trying to make this video formula free, this series of videos, as best I can, because that seems to be what everybody's got a problem with, is the math. But I am going to install, I will put the formula down in the notes. I want to find the simplest version. There's about 4 different versions out of there. So by the time the video goes up, I'm not saying the formula will be in there, but I am going to put a formula in there, so if you end up being another 1/10 of an inch high, or however much higher you go, and you can calculate what your speed is. But you know what, 3,700 feet per second, that's going to get the biggest variety of guns out there. That's why we stopped there. Honestly, in some of the automated calculators, they don't go up past 3,781 feet per second with the 25-50 meter zero. So that's excuse me, that's a pretty quick bullet. I know there's some 204 Ruger guys are gonna go, well, yeah, I know, but this is gonna get a big variety, a big chunk of them. I mean, this is gonna run everything from 22 Hornet to 308s, the 6.5 Grendels, 223s, 270, 25-06, 30-06. This is going to cover, I mean, your biggest variety of rifles out there. So this is a pretty good tool, and I suggest you take a couple of these targets, print them off. They're free. I don't charge for target downloads or anything like that on the website. There's some other free stuff on there too, guys. I've got plenty of low development targets, sight-in targets, which they're all free, they're all printable. I don't know what my deal's telling me. My Acrobat has been acting weird lately. But there's some sight-in targets with 1 click up, 2 clicks up, 3 clicks up for triangulating your bullet position. Those are handy little PDF is the best way to print, but man, Adobe software sucks as far as I'm concerned. It just always locks up. But there's handy little sight-in targets. There's the actual true military zero targets. I have those on here. These are all, anybody that copyrighted these, this is a military target. It was scanned in. So that's their copyright, but I'm not trying to make anything off them. Like I said, that stuff's all free. So if they get mad at me for having them up, I'll take them down. Hopefully they don't. Some different bullseye targets. I've got some zombie targets up there for you guys that are wanting to do that. Just because I have it open, I'm about to get some ammo data up there. That will, my personal load data of what I actually shoot. But back to the zero target. Like I said, 1 page, all in black. I didn't put any colors on there. That way, if I don't want to eat up your ink. If you got a laser printer, that's better. But if you don't have a laser printer, really, put it on there. It's all black, so it doesn't eat up the ink. But it's a good way to calculate velocity. This is all leading up into what's going to happen with the next video set, which is going to be something along the lines of we're going to start getting into calculating bullet drop. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I keep this short. Go ahead and check out the Minute of Angle series. Like I said, I'm going to rename this. In fact, I'm going to rename this right now. We're going to rename this I hope it'll let me rename it. This is a throw together. Man, why did it do that? We're going to name this Long Range Shooting Series. This one is going to be Basics of MOA. So yeah, this is part one, which is the basics of MOA. This video I'm just finishing is going to be part two. There'll be part 3, 4, 5. There's going to be a bunch of this. We're going to bring it all together. Going to try to bring it all together as simple as I can. Because of some of the comments I've got from the Minute of the Angle Made Easy video, which is good information, and you need to check that one out. I'll link that one down in this video too, if this is the first one you've gotten to. Some people had some hard time with the math. That's why I did the second Minute of Angle video. But I'm trying to simplify it more. But at the end of the day, guys, and I want to stress this, you cannot become a long-range shooter by watching some YouTube videos. You can't. Cannot do it. You can learn the math part of it and the basics. Only way you're ever going to make a 1,000-yard cold barrel shot is to get your ass out to the range and put some bullets down range. So you cannot watch 50 YouTube videos and make you a precision shooter. You got to get out there and do it. I'm trying to give you the tools. And like I said, one of them tools is going to be this target. This is an okay way to come up with your muzzle velocities. You will find that once you get into this, you're going to want to go buy a chronograph. Because honestly, I don't know anybody that is shooting precision long range that doesn't load their own ammunition. So if you're going to go through loading your own ammunition, you need to get a chronograph. But anyway, I appreciate it. Comments, questions down below. Like it, thumbs up, subscribe. Send it to your friends, your dog, your neighbor, anybody you want to confuse with math, whatever. But go to the website, doubletapcarrysystems.com. It'll be down there in the yeah, it'll actually let you take that. That's cool. Yeah. Doublecapcarrysystems.com. Hit the free stuff button. Also go check out the holsters and stuff. On a side note, we're going to have to rename the Predator, I think. I got a nasty gram from my lawyer the other day that somebody thinks they have trademarked the term the Predator for a holster. So maybe. We'll see. My lawyer is looking into the validity of their quote-unquote trademark. So far we can't find one. But anyway, excuse me. But I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.